If you stand outside your house for 5 minutes every evening, you will see people walking around with their dogs. For one reason or the other, dogs have become such an intricate part of our lives as humans. They've become our best companions, and these days, some even prefer to live with dogs than humans. Why? Well, they have their reasons. In today's video, we'll be talking about how dogs evolved to become man's best friend. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Dogs are one of the first animals to have a relationship with human beings. As far as we know, this friendship has existed for about 15,000 years. This means that dogs have lived in our society even before we broke into nations or became civilizations. Because of the loyal, carefree nature of dogs, they've become members of many households. And they have brought joy to their owners, sometimes taking away their stress with a cuddle or two. However, it wasn't always like this. Scientists say that in the beginning, man and dogs lived apart from each other, and then they weren't even dogs, they were wolves. I know you're confused, so let's dive into some quick history. Many people believe that humans domesticated wolves who were scampering around their environment for trash. But others believe that humans took the wolves from the time they were puppies and tamed them till they evolved into dogs. Now, both of these opinions might be popular, but neither is exactly correct. A more correct belief would be that during the Ice Age, some cave dwellers were kind enough to share their meals with stray wolves who were starving as a result of the meat scarcity. It's said that when the weather got too cold, these humans would give their leftover meat to the wolves who wandered around their settlements. And from there, the age-long friendship began. These humans began to take the wolves around on hunting sprees because of their ability to hunt, and it favored both parties. Because human beings do not require much to survive, the wolves benefited massively from it, and there was no need for competition. From there, the domestication process began. As much as some people believe it was a sudden thing, scientists have proven that it wasn't. It took time, many years in between, before those wolves became what we now call dogs. This is because it took time for the wolves to lose certain traits. Since they were no longer scavengers, they now had enough food to survive. Also, the kind of food they ate evolved greatly over time. Wolves who were supposed to be carnivores and carnivores alone, now started to digest starchy foods. The more they stayed with human beings, the more they became less and less dangerous. At some point, humans could even feed them, and stay inside the house with them without fear. And as humans moved from being settlers to building actual communities, the relationship dynamics evolved greatly too. It became less and less a partnership, and now became a mutual and personal relationship. This is why some human beings at that time began to bury their dogs like they would their humans. When scientists dug into the earth some years ago, they found the bones of these dogs in tombs with their owners. This shows how important dogs soon became in the earliest centuries. Humans began to take care of their dogs like they would other humans, often treating them when they fell sick and looking for ways to preserve their lives. When you look back to ancient art, you will see that the artists truly portrayed the relationship between dogs and humans by putting them in the picture. From paintings to sculptures to murals, these works show how intimate the relationship between dogs and humans evolved. Certain pharaohs had dogs, and some even mummified their dogs when they died so that they would make it into the afterlife with them. Also, some art from Saudi Arabia shows dogs hunting alongside humans and being companions to them. By the time all these were happening, the dogs had evolved completely. They only had a few traits similar to the wolves, and those traits have remained till today. However, in those times, not everybody could own a dog. You had to belong to a certain class of people to be able to get and provide for dogs. And this culture spanned for centuries, until the Victorian era in England. During the Victorian era, the dynamics of dog ownership changed, and now dogs could be bought and raised in every household. This is because the monarchs believed that having dogs in the home could teach children how to be responsible, while also offering them a stable companion. So they encouraged it, and since then, Britain became a huge breeding ground for dogs in later years. Dog shows as we know it first started in Newcastle in the 19th century. But now, it has spread to become a form of entertainment in places like America and other parts of Europe. In more recent times, dogs have become a part of our society in much larger ways than just being a part of the home. Some dogs have become a part of our workplaces too. Take the Belgian Malinois for example. This is a dog breed that has managed to infiltrate the police force over time. Earlier, this dog breed was raised to herd sheep on the farm, just like the German Shepherd. Because of its keen attention to detail and stamina, it was put on the farm to prevent wolves from stealing sheep. However, because they can adapt to new responsibilities, they were taken off the farm. These dogs started working with the police force as early as 1908, and since then, they've managed to build a great reputation for themselves. Because of their agility, they tend to be faster than many other dogs, hence the reason why they work with security agents. These dogs have set a standard for the other dogs in the police division. Until today, no other dog breed has served in the U.S. Army and police departments like the Belgian Malinois. During the First and Second World Wars, they were put on the battlefield as messenger dogs. This is because they could easily navigate through dangerous zones while helping soldiers keep up interaction with each other as the battle continued. It was a dog that made the capture of Osama bin Laden possible. This dog made sure it sniffed every corner for explosives while keeping the mob at bay as the Navy SEALs made their way into bin Laden's home. This dog named Cairo worked for over 36 hours and made it out alive. Again, in 2016, when India was going through issues with illegal poaching, the U.S. Navy SEALs stepped in to help. And guess who was by their side? Dogs. The government brought in the dogs that guarded the White House into India to catch these poachers. They were skilled and trained for months to sniff out the skin and bones of protected wildlife. And when they sighted these poachers, it was very easy to make the catch. But dog help has not been limited to only security. According to statistics, people who have dogs are more likely to live a fulfilling, well-balanced life. This is because they have something to channel all their love to and receive it back in tenfolds. Dogs have also been proven to reduce anxiety, and today many people who struggle with mental health disorders and illnesses have dogs. These dogs are called emotional support dogs, and they are mostly furry and cuddly. No matter the kind of dog you have, you can always feel warm and safe, and you can always be secure knowing that they're loyal to you and you alone. The thing is, we don't realize how helpful dogs have been to us because we don't look back at history and events. When we do, we realize how much these creatures have contributed to building the society we see now and admire. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, please like this video and tell us what you think below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and turn on the notification bell so you can get notifications whenever we upload new content.